Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Constable Danny McKinnon. I'm a public information officer with the Winnipeg Police Service. Today we have one matter to release on. It's an IIU investigation. Last evening, September 2nd, at approximately 9:27 p.m., officers from the Winnipeg Police Service were operating their police vehicle in Fort Rouge Park as they were returning an individual to the encampment along the riverbank. While operating their vehicle within the park, they had a collision with a female in the area. Police provided emergency medical care to the victim in her 30s. She was transported to hospital in critical condition and succumbed to her injuries. This is now an IIU investigation as they have been notified and will resume responsibility for the rest of this investigation. Any questions you may have, please direct to the IIU. I'll welcome Acting Chief Art Stannard up to answer a few additional questions on this matter. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for coming today. It's very important to get this message out as soon as possible so that you can get that out to the public. So thank you for coming quickly to this meeting today. The facts are just read out to you as Acting Chief of Police, and on behalf of the whole membership of the Winnipeg Police Service, I want to offer my condolences and thoughts to the family, her friends, her community, and to her family and friends at the encampment. I know this is a very heartbreaking, emotional, difficult time for the family. They're looking for answers. They want to know what happened. I also know they're going to be frustrated at the start of this because we have limited information and now it's in the hands of IIU. We're working with them very closely and we'll provide any documents, any reports that they need. I spoke to both the members. They're dedicated police officers and they are totally devastated by this. They're right now in the critical incident process. I can probably answer some questions, but I think a lot will be can't answer. So, please, if you have any questions.
Acting Chief, what is the protocol and procedure about using your vehicles in and around encampments? Is there a policy? Is there a practice? Are there rules? Because simply put, that some of these camps are away from any roadways, so you're going off-road, if you will. Is there a policy in place? Are there rules? Are there practices?
There's no policy per se. It's up to the officer's discretion. They're conveying a person back home to the encampment, and they felt that they needed to drive them down that pathway. So that's all I can say right now. It's going to be fleshed out by IIU, of course, and that answer will come later.
Kind of just touching on that in terms of any protocol or anything like that when it comes to operating a police vehicle within a public park, like on a pathway.
All I can say is that that's going to be looked at by IIU. The encampments, as you know, are on the riverbanks, so they're hard to get at. And so if there's a route or a path that can get you to that location, they may use it. So it's up to IIU to flush that out.
I have spent time with police officers who are trying to build trust and trying to build allegiances with folks in encampments. And it can take days, weeks, months to build trust. Something like this can erode that trust very quickly. What's your message to Winnipeggers about that relationship, about that trust that your officers have tried to build over the years, and then something like this happens?
It's a step back. We work very hard and we pride ourselves in building trust and building relationships with everybody in Winnipeg, all communities, all people in Winnipeg. It's a step back. It's a step back because we can't answer their questions right now, and they're seeking answers right now, and we just can't answer that. So it's a step back right now. So when you step back, they're like thinking, are you hiding something? Why aren't you telling us something? And we're saying we can't. It's now in the hands of IU. And so we have to respect that process. And we will continue to work with it. This morning, we contacted our support care workers out there just so they know about it, so they can get out to that encampment and speak to the people on our behalf. We won't be there, but at least we made that notification for them to go out and see what they can do for that family out there.
The officers from Division 11?
District 2.
District 2.
Yeah.
Is it possible, just in terms of, those who want those answers, is there a typical timeline or is any information been given to the person's loved ones in terms of when they can expect answers?
Again, assure you that the Winnipeg Police Service will do everything possible to get whatever we have to IU. That question is left for IU.
Was this woman, was she walking? Was she on the ground at the time?
I can't answer that.
Was she a resident of the encampment?
I can't answer that right now. No.
And what's the critical incident process? You mentioned the officers.
They go on a leave for a few days. They see our psychologist, and their well-being is very important to us as well. And we have to take care of them as well. I can tell you they're devastated, and their thoughts are with the family and friends.
It wasn't the woman in the car, it was somebody else?
That's correct.
How often are officers transporting people to encampments?
It's I can't tell you how often, but if we can lend a helping hand and drive somebody home, we will. And in this case, they decided, they made a decision to drive somebody home, and they did it as a courtesy for that person to get home safe. And that's what they did. So it happens daily, but I can't tell you. But of course, we'll help people.
Were there witnesses? Was anyone present?
I can't tell you what the witnesses are saying or anything. There was witnesses. IU has their names. We secured witnesses. We did CPR right away as well. It's tragic. It's tragic.
Was she with people?
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure.
And what was the scene like after the collision?
We secured the scene right away. We got our we notified IU right away, and we got our traffic accident experts in there, ident people in there. We secured the scene to protect property, to protect evidence as well.
Acting Chief, take a moment and explain why you can't say more, because to the average person, they don't understand this process. Take a moment and explain.
Sure. IU, as you know, is responsible for oversight of the Winnipeg Police Service. Their role is very critical and important to be separated from us. And they do an independent investigation. We have no part in it. We sometimes help them at the start, but of course we do. We have the specialty branches that will help them out with ident, traffic, stuff like that. But we don't interview any witnesses. We don't do really any actual investigation, rather than mostly forensic evidence. We are not partners with them. They're investigating us. So there has to be a clear distance between us and IU.
What were the circumstances for the need to return somebody to the encampment?
I can't speak on this one. I think the reason why is they were giving him a ride home. There's home. It's simple. They're just giving him a ride home. Okay.
Any other questions?
Because this is IIU, does that prevent again Tuesday from attending? That type of thing? Because she's made great strides in this area too.
Yeah, I think a little bit more information has to be gleaned in terms of family and some notifications, and whether the individual was a resident of Winnipeg or belonged to another community. And once that's established, that is always a possibility.
Have all next of kin notifications been made at this stage?
I don't know at this time, no.
You were talking about building trust, Richard, and one of the biggest things that we do to build trust is to have these like media releases and tell you, the actions right up to notification, and that's really important to do that. what we need from all of you, and that we would like you to do that, is that the service is heartbroken for the family. And they're heartbroken for friends and the community and the encampment. And we want them to know they have our thoughts and our condolences. That's really important today. That's what today's all about, just to say, it's tragic, and we just wanted them to know that. So we're asking you to please help with us.
Do any officers or liaison or outreach officers visit that encampment and do that kind of that work, or
Yes.
convey that message to you?
They won't, of course, today, but of course they will, convey it. Right now, it's in the hands of IU, so we have to leave it at that. But we do have officers that would, visit encampment and stuff like that, if they need to go there.
Well, check well-being too,
Yeah,
right?
that's a big call, and we do check all being. It's tragic.
Any final questions, please?
Maybe just on another subject for Austin.
Oh, we won't do any other questions unless they're pertaining to this matter right now. You can always meet us outside.
And thank you for coming today so quickly. I appreciate that.